Howdy guys, welcome back to Distraint. For this video, we are going to be doing the finale. So in the last video, we visited Mrs. Goodwin's grave and then came to the conclusion that we're going to quit our job. So here we are at their office, and before we get started, let me just say the artwork or the scenery, I kind of like it here because it's much brighter, everything's a lot cleaner. It's just a different setup than all the other levels where everything's kind of dull and gray and beat up. So I actually kind of like this part of the game. And there's quite a bit of puzzles to do before we actually try to resign. So let's start off by, you know what? Let's go in this room first. And this is kind of the whole mechanic for all these puzzles coming up. There's going to be these 3 saves, and we kind of have to go one by one and try to solve each save. I'll talk more about it when we get there, but first one is going to be the salt. And strangely enough, I mean, I tried using this salt everywhere. You actually have to use it on the coffee, which is like the weirdest thing. A little salt for flavor, which doesn't make sense at first, but it'll make sense in just a sec. It didn't make sense when I first tried it either. That was the last thing I tried it on because nothing else is working, and that's the only thing you can pick up right now is the salt. But you actually do that for a reason, because if you talk to the receptionist, she says, "Hey Jenny, how's it going? Nice to see you, Mr. Price. Have you seen the big guys?" "No. I don't know. I don't know where they are." "Stop interrogating me." "Calm down, Jenny." "Sheesh." Sorry. Any messages for me?" "No, I'm afraid not." "Okay, well, let me know if you find out where the bosses are." "Sure thing, Mr. Price." So talk to her one more time. "Hey, Jenny, there's something wrong with the coffee." "What's that?" "It tastes all funny. Salty even." "I'm tired of these pranks." Fine. I'll take a look." "Thank you, Jenny." So we do that in order to get her to leave. And every time she leaves her desk, we're going to be changing around these wires for the phone. I'll insert the coordinates to the blue plug. So blue plug is first. And after we do this for every single time, we got to go into one of our bosses' office. So there's 3 bosses. We're going to go to Bruton's first. And this scared the living daylights out of me when I first played through this. I had the volume on full blast, and it like makes this awful noise, and the screen turns a different color. I mean, I wasn't expecting it. It scared me. So we actually turn into Bruton here, and it's going to kind of like be a flashback of all 3 people we evicted. First one is going to be Mr. Taylor, the second guy. "Can I connect the call?" "What? Again?" Please do." "Bruton." "Hello, Bruton. This is Taylor speaking." "How do you do, Mr. Taylor? Listen, I understand the city is going to build a highway. I've come to accept that." "What? You have?" "Yeah, but I think it'd be only fair if my cabin was moved elsewhere. I mean, you only need my site, not my actual home. I can make the arrange." "Stop it. It's too late and too expensive for any of that. I can pay some of the expense." "Not gonna happen." So it's just kind of showing like what a jerk all his bosses are. "I'll send the new kid there tomorrow. That's gonna be us. He'll make sure you'll sign the papers. But goodbye now, Mr. Taylor." "What an asshole." That was the boss saying that too. But Price kind of realizes, I never realized he was so crude. He's kind of realizing that his bosses are like even more jerk. What was that? What just popped up there? I'm gonna have to look at the video in slow-mo now, because I didn't see what that was the first time either. It's probably Mrs. Goodwin, actually. Yeah, he's just kind of realizing that his bosses are jerks, which, I mean, we knew that to begin with, but it's just kind of a flashback of all the people we kicked out. So the second one, we got to go get I forget what the second one is. I think it's a rag? No. It's the mug. Okay. So this one's pretty easy to figure out, actually. What you want to do for this one is go over to the water and just start drinking it. And you gotta do it like 5 different times. Maybe one more glass or mug. Water is healthy, a little bit more. Must drink more. Come on, Price. I mean, even if you try to use like the restroom, I don't think I've shown this off before, but like anytime you try to use the restroom, oh, it's not even done yet. He always says something like, "Oh, I can hold it for a couple days." So, yeah, just make sure to drink all the water. That gets rid of the mug. And then after that's done, just go talk to the receptionist. And that's going to give her another reason to leave to fill up the water. Hey, Jenny, I'm sorry to bother you. Blah. Hey, Jenny, I'm sorry to bother you again. What is it this time? There's no water in the water machine. And I'm thirsty. What? How? I just changed the bottle today. I don't know. Okay, okay, I'm going. So that's the second one, and that's easy enough for the most part. Okay, the cord is currently in the blue plug. I'll insert into the red plug, and this is going to be the second one. That's going to be for the guy we just kicked out. I already forget his name, but it was the one in the previous episode. Of course, they saved Mrs. Goodwin for the last one. So let's come in here and again talk to the phone. Yeah, Mr. Jones is waiting. Oh, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is waiting on the line. All right, connect him. This is McDade speaking. Hey man, this is J-Bomb. I haven't found a new apartment yet. Could you postpone the expropriation just a few weeks so I can find somewhere to stay? Anything else? Do you want me to look for you too? Want me to hold your hand and walk you across the fucking street? Stop calling. Damn, that guy just got roasted. I'll send someone there tomorrow to take care of things. But dude, I real farewell. Ha. Funny guy. Wasn't really fond of that guy either, but that was just unnecessarily cruel. I mean, it was pretty funny to be honest with you. So that's number two. One more to go. And that's going to be the last guy with Mrs. Goodwin. So back downstairs. And this one's actually a little bit trickier. I got stuck here for just a little bit. Let's go back to... No, it's not that one. It's this one right here. The last one's going to be the rag. And what you want to do is take the rag and then just go cram it in the toilet. And that's going to potentially make the receptionist get up again, but it doesn't. So let's go do that first because we do have to do that. Just come in the bathroom and go to the rag. Hopefully this won't clog the toilet. Whoops. So it did clog the toilet. And let's go talk to Jenny and see what she has to say about it. And there was a guy I don't know if I've shown him on screen yet, but there is a guy upstairs. He's actually like the, what do you call it? The janitor? Could you please take a look? What am I, a plumber? You know we hired a janitor a little while back. I'll just call him. No, don't do it. I was going to talk to him anyway, so I might just as well talk to him about the toilet. That's nice of you. Okay, so yeah, we got to go talk to this guy on the second floor. Right now, again, I don't know if I've shown it off, but he's right over here and he's putting our name tag on our new room. So if you talk to him, why do I keep doing that, Resume? If you talk to him, hey, what are you doing? Installing a nameplate for you, Mr. Price, huh? So you can't really talk to him about the toilet. You never get the option to, but if you take a look, I mean, you don't want to anyways, because you don't want him to go look at the toilet. You want the receptionist to go look at the toilet. But if you try to talk to his phone, it says, hey, don't touch my phone, okay? And he'll just keep saying that over and over. So what you actually have to do is come right over here to the wall and then like pretend something's there. Like, oh, whoa, what is that thing? And then while he's walking over, let's stealthily go over and turn his phone off. And then that's what you have to do. So I didn't know. I mean, I got stuck there for just a second because I didn't know you had to go over and talk to the wall like that. Like it doesn't show there's a window there or anything. So now that that's done, let's talk to the receptionist. So I thought I saw the janitor earlier, but now I can't find him anywhere. Maybe you should try to give him a call. Okay, 1 second. The number cannot be connected. And right here, this is a very, very clever puzzle. I mean, everything makes 100% sense. And it's just clever. It's a good puzzle. I don't really need the toilet working again. Sigh. Okay, I'll go. Thank you, Jenny. You're awesome. I know. Yeah, thanks a lot, Jenny. So last one, from red to green, all set. Okay, so let's go to the last room and see how this guy talked to Mrs. Goodwin. And we are getting near the end of the game. By the way, I mean, this should go without saying, but very, very heavy spoilers coming up. So if you guys want to play this game for yourselves, I mean, I always suggest doing that. I don't want to spoil this game for anybody. So play through for yourselves because the ending is coming up. And again, very, very heavy spoilers. So let's go in his room, Mr. Moore. What's up, Jenny? Mrs. Goodwin is waiting on the line. Can I connect her? Please do. Moore. Hi, Mr. Moore. This is Goodwin. How do you do, Mrs. Goodwin? Not too well, to be honest. My pension isn't too much, and all the meds are awfully expensive. Maybe you should have worked harder. Or eat healthier. Your debt is only your own doing. That's not fair, Mr. Moore. You know my husband passed away. And all the bureaucracy and confusing laws, well, I just don't think it's fair that I need to pay the inheritance tax. Well, you should have done the proper paperwork. There are laws, and you must honor them. I suppose, Mr. Moore, I suppose. Well, the reason I'm calling is that I'm asking you a little more time. I've been arranging these things, and no, the law does not compromise. There's nothing I can do. Surely there, goodbye. What an old hag. Okay. So after that's done, the scenery completely changes. And check out this scenery. It is so cool. I mean, like the atmosphere is amazing. So just leave his room and then kind of follow Mrs. Goodwin's ghost here. You kind of get a flashback. Go and show them, dear. It's Price's mom, Price's dad. What does he say? The moment of truth, son. So keep following her. Let's go back downstairs. There we go. And then, yeah, just keep following Mrs. Goodwin's spirit. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Look how cool this is. That is like the coolest door ever. I mean, they did such a good job for being like an 8-bit game. So this is it. We're going in. We're going to tell our bosses we quit. We're done with this. No more selling our humanity for this stupid line of work. I entered through the door. It was black as night and quiet as a grave. Only the pulse of my heart broke the silence. One more step. And the lights came alive with a shout. Surprise! The band started playing. Balloons floated to the ceiling. They were all there, my bosses, Jenny, and my colleagues. It took a moment for me to figure out what was going on. I had proved myself. The party was for me and my partnership. I took a long breath and swallowed. I prepared myself to shout my resign out loud. But then something happened. A purple, silky cloth revealed its secret. A new sign with my name on it. Greed reared its ugly head, and my backbone snapped like a dry stick. So Price didn't resign after everything he went through. He stayed with the company. And all of this is like a flashback. He's telling this new guy. This guy right here on the left, that's Price. But did you get your partnership? What happened next? Yeah, I got my partnership. Well, I suppressed my feelings, my guilt. I kept working for a few years. You sure you don't want to swig? No thanks, sir. I'm on duty. I hope you don't mind if I do. Not at all, sir. I lied to myself. It's all okay, I said to myself. I just kept blowing into the balloon, you know? It only stretches so far. My mind broke. I started slipping. Heck, maybe I even wanted to. Soon after that, I got fired. And the standard of living I was used to, I ran into debt big time. I lost everything. I feel pretty horrible for taking over your property now. So this new guy, he's in the same position as Price was, and now he's taking Price's property away from him. Listen, kid, the reason I told you my story, please say no more, sir. You really remind me of me when I was younger. I'll admit, your story really puzzles me. I will give my career a second thought for sure. This probably was the first good deed I've done in my whole life. Please think it through so you won't end up like I do. I will. But Ah, gosh, I hate doing this. You will have to move out by the end of this month. I know the drill, kid. Take care now. Okay, so, I mean, the main character Price, and I was like pretty upset with this when I first came across it, but Price has free will. He did everything by choice. He was going to leave, then he got swayed by greed once he saw that sign, and this was his doing. It was Price's fault. This wasn't a bad set of circumstances. I mean, for Mrs. Goodwin, that's the real tragedy because she was dealt a bad set of circumstances. Where Price, on the other hand, he was free to leave. I really hope you listen to my story. I think this is it. All right, so now we have free will. We can walk around. The bottle is empty. No more whiskey for me. So this is the end game. It's not a gas oven. I can't kill myself with it. And now Price is looking to kill himself after everything that happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, is the game going to end like this? So what do I do now? I know there's a couple things I have to do still. What do I grab here? Let's go in my room. Oh no, this is the bathroom. Oh, there it is. I spent my last coin to buy this shotgun. I guess it's time to use it. So Bryce is about to blow his head off. It's like, oh my God, I did not see this ending coming. And again, I think I've said this before in this series. This is why I like horror games, because they're so unpredictable. You never know how they're going to end. Happy, sad, and I mean, in Price's case, it is a tragedy. It's definitely a tragedy. So let's talk to his desk right here. Depressing. To write a suicide note. What do I have to say? What comes around goes around. Fuck it. That'll have to do. So we got the gun. We got the suicide note. Let's go back in this room right over here. And then that's pretty much it for Price. And I cannot believe the game ended like this. Like, this has got to be the most tragic game ever. I mean, not so much for Price. Price still has free will. He's choosing to do this to himself. But, with Mrs. Goodwin, it's just like a really, really sad game. I feel bad for him. I hope he will be fine. Come on, elevator. I just want to get away from here. Yeah, that's it. That's the game. And you know what? Even with the sad ending, it was a great game. It was a really, really good game. So we're going to go through the credits and talk a little bit about it. But yeah, again, this game is free. So check it out for yourself if you haven't already. Give some support to the developers. They made a very, very good game. It actually talks a little bit about the developers going through these credits. And I don't know. I hope they come out with a sequel. Maybe a sequel for the new guy. But yeah, this game it was a little bit on the easy side, but great storyline. Really, really good. And I love games like this that do off the wall storylines. Like, who would think to make a game like this? It's just very, very clever. Very, very good writing. And here's a little, I'm not going to read this, but it's just a little bit about the author and his family and about him making the game. I mean, he actually made this game pretty fast. And total hours spent, what is this right here? Total days spent 82, hours spent 620. Large cups of coffee, water glasses, brainstorming and sauna. And here's some of his favorite bands if you want to check them out. I've actually, I don't think I've ever heard of any of these bands. So I don't know what kind of music it is. And that'll be all. Thank you. So really, really good game. Great artwork, great storyline. But, I mean, it was sad. What do you expect? It's a horror game. So now that that game's done, I'm going to try to get back into... I mean, I've never... Oh, here's Mrs. Goodwin's husband, too. That's actually really nice. So So what is a happy ending? There you go. Happy ending. I care more about Mrs. Goodwin than I do about Price. So now that this game is done, I'm going to try to get back into The Exorcist. I've actually never finished that game. I was kind of putting it on hold because there's still a lot of stuff to do. I've got to go back through it. I lost my save file. So I got to get all those stupid Fox speeds again. So I'm going to start on it now and hopefully try to get videos out soon. So Exorcist next. And then maybe some more Lamia's Game Room. And then after that, I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of games out there I want to play. But I'll try to keep it in the horror slash puzzle genre. Just because I don't want to start playing a bunch of random games. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really have a blast making these videos. It's a lot of fun. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And thank you for watching.